No, I wouldn't say I exactly have a passion for HR.
No, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Toby's a calm character. He's just trying to get through the day mostly. He mostly feels in control and like a babysitter with a couple of out-of-control kids. I think part of what made Toby funny was his kind of inability to get emotional about something. It was just all too cool. So when you had some of these really outrageous characters, his response seems just so flat and calm that I think it kind of heightened some of the other characters and certainly enraged Michael.
Right. So teams forming.
We should really have the office's air quality tested. I mean, we have radon coming from below. We have asbestos in the ceilings. These are silent killers.
You are the silent killer. Go back to the annex.
You'll see.
The character of Toby was kind of created line by line and on set. The very first moment I played him, it was Steve kicking me out of the conference room during Diversity Day for making a joke.
Hey, we're not all going to sit in a circle Indian style, are we?
Get out. No, this is not a joke.
Then the character really started to take shape in an episode about Meredith's birthday. And he spent the whole episode trying to think of something to write in the card. And I just came in his office during the middle of it, wrote on the card, and left. But it took a while to write. And Steve told me afterwards he just felt, during that time that it took me to write, so much hate just swell up inside of him that became just a part of the Toby Michael dynamic. Like, that's where it was born. As Toby, I had a lot of scenes with Steve Carell, and that was just a master class in acting. I couldn't imagine a better teacher. He just kept me on my toes. He never knew what he was going to do. There was a scene where I was trying to make him feel better. We were sitting in a cafeteria, and I was opening up about a story about my divorce that I thought would make him feel better, and he slowly just slides my tray right off the table. That was unscripted. There was a lot of great stuff about playing Toby, but I did love when people needed to come to me for advice of some kind. Dwight did ask me where the clitoris was in season 1.
Hey, Toby.
That's right.
You said that we could come to you if we had any questions.
Sure.
Where's the clitoris?
And then in season 9, they reprised that with Dwight and Angela coming in and asking me how gay sex worked.
Where does gayness come from, and how is it transmitted?
That is a loaded question.
My pastor said it can come from breastfeeding.
Those are a couple of my favorite scenes. So being the showrunner for at least 4 seasons, writer for 9 seasons, actor for 9, and director for on and off for it was I'll never be so immersed in a show and have such a knowledge of it again. It was the job of a lifetime. To be so deep in every aspect of the show, I don't know if I'll ever experience something like that again. I just loved it. I do have some all-time favorite scenes. One of them was when Dwight is trying to get Michael's job. He's come back from secretly meeting with Jan Levinson. Michael knows what he was up to and starts to grill him. And Dwight is saying he went to his dentist.
Good, huh?
All good.
Hey, I thought you weren't supposed to eat anything for a couple of hours after you've had a crown put in.
In an episode called Stress Relief, we started with Dwight setting the office on fire, basically. He secretly locks up all the doors.
What's the procedure? What do we do, people?
And we did it essentially in one take with a few pickups, and it was chaos, and cameramen were falling for real, and it came out so funny. I think it's one of the funniest things we've done. Filming the last episode was so much fun. We got to see a lot of things realized, a lot of things we had set up years before we had described what a Schrute wedding was, that it took place in a grave, just as a joke, and sure enough, we got to do that.
As is traditional to the Schrutes, the lovers are standing in their own graves.
There was a surprise visit from Steve, which really caught a lot of people off guard because they didn't know he was coming.
Michael. I can't believe you came. That's what she said.
That was kind of wonderful. There was just a lot of joy. It's hard to say exactly why this show is still finding people and speaking to people. People are finding it for the first time. I think it's very easily relatable in what an office is, and it's similar to a classroom where these people come together, and then this is kind of a forced family. And a lot of us have some kind of forced family. It may be a family. So I think the situation is very relatable. And then I think our insistence on maintaining the documentary style created a level of reality where that's a little more timeless than most shows.